Something massive is happening around XRP right now, and the crypto world is starting to pay attention in a very serious way. Ripple is suddenly back in headlines. Large investors are moving money again, and many people believe this could be the beginning of a huge shift for XRP after years of uncertainty. What makes this moment even more shocking is that several new developments are happening at the same time, including legal progress, growing adoption, and rising confidence from institutions. Some analysts are even saying that XRP may finally be preparing for the breakout that holders have been waiting for. The big question now is whether this is just another temporary rally or the start of something much bigger that could completely change the future of XRP. Stay with me because the latest Ripple XRP news is honestly unbelievable, and every XRP holder needs to hear this right now. The XRP community is once again filled with excitement after a fresh wave of Ripple news started spreading across the crypto market. Over the last few days, social media platforms, crypto analysts, and XRP supporters have been talking nonstop about what could happen next for Ripple and XRP. Many investors who stayed patient during the difficult years are now starting to feel that their belief may finally pay off. The reason for all this excitement is not based on only one event. Instead, it is the combination of several important developments happening at the same time that has made people extremely bullish on XRP once again. One of the biggest reasons behind this growing excitement is Ripple's expanding global presence. Ripple has continued building relationships with financial companies around the world, while many other crypto projects struggled to survive. Even during the tough market conditions and legal pressure, Ripple kept moving forward. This is something that many investors respect because it shows that the company did not stop building even when the market turned against them. Now people are starting to notice the results of that long term strategy. Another important factor is the growing discussion around XRP being used for international payments. Traditional banking systems are often slow, expensive, and outdated when it comes to sending money across borders. Ripple has been trying to solve this problem for years using XRP technology. Many supporters believe that if more financial institutions begin using Ripple's system, XRP demand could increase massively in the future. This is why every new partnership or payment related update creates huge attention inside the crypto community. At the same time, there is also increasing optimism around the legal situation involving Ripple. For years, the lawsuit created fear and uncertainty for XRP investors. Many people believed that the legal battle stopped XRP from reaching its true potential during the previous bull market. But now, as progress continues to happen, confidence is slowly returning to the market. Investors are beginning to feel that Ripple may finally be moving closer to complete clarity, and that possibility alone is creating a lot of excitement. What is even more interesting is the behavior of large XRP holders, often called whales. Blockchain tracking platforms have recently shown large XRP movements between wallets and exchanges. Whenever whales begin moving huge amounts of XRP, the market usually pays close attention because these investors often make moves before major price action happens. Some traders believe these whale activities may signal that something important is coming soon. At the same time, many crypto analysts are starting to speak positively about XRP again. Some experts believe XRP has been heavily undervalued for a long time because of the legal uncertainty surrounding Ripple. Now that the situation is slowly changing, analysts believe XRP could finally start catching up with other major cryptocurrencies that already experience huge rallies. This growing confidence is attracting both old investors and new buyers back into the XRP market. Another reason why this news feels so important is because of the overall condition of the crypto market. Bitcoin continues to hold strong attention from institutions, and whenever the crypto market becomes more positive, investors usually begin searching for large cap altcoins with strong potential. XRP is almost always included in those discussions because of its massive community and real world use case. Many investors believe that if the next major crypto bull run fully begins, XRP could become one of the biggest winners. Social media has also played a huge role in the recent XRP excitement. Influencers, traders, and crypto channels are constantly discussing possible price targets, adoption news, and Ripple developments. Every new rumor or update spreads very quickly across the XRP community. This creates even more momentum because excitement often attracts more attention, and more attention brings new investors into the market. What makes this situation different from previous XRP hype cycles is that there seems to be stronger confidence behind the optimism this time. Investors are no longer focusing only on speculation. Many people are now paying attention to Ripple's real business growth, institutional interest, and long term payment solutions. That shift in mindset is very important because it gives XRP a stronger foundation compared to simple hype driven rallies. The crypto market moves very fast and emotions can change overnight. But one thing is very clear right now: XRP is once again becoming one of the most talked about cryptocurrencies in the entire market. And the latest Ripple developments are making investors wonder if a major breakout could finally be getting closer than ever before. What is making this XRP situation even more intense right now is the growing belief that Ripple may finally be entering a completely new phase after years of pressure and uncertainty. For a long time, many investors felt that XRP was being held back, while other cryptocurrencies continued moving higher. Some people even believed XRP missed its biggest opportunity during the last bull market because of the legal problems surrounding Ripple. But now the mood inside the community is changing very quickly, and many investors are starting to believe that XRP could still have its biggest moment ahead. One major reason for this growing confidence is the increasing attention from institutions and financial companies. Ripple has spent years building connections in the global payment industry instead of focusing only on retail hype. While many crypto projects depended mainly on social media excitement, Ripple continued working with payment providers and financial networks around the world. This long term strategy is one of the biggest reasons why XRP supporters continue believing in the project even during difficult times. A lot of analysts are now saying that Ripple's patience may finally start paying off in a major way. The world is changing rapidly when it comes to digital payments and financial technology. Banks and financial institutions are looking for faster and cheaper ways to move money internationally. And this is exactly where Ripple wants XRP to play a very important role. Many XRP supporters believe the company has positioned itself perfectly for the future financial system, especially if global regulations around crypto become clearer. Another reason the excitement is growing is because many people believe XRP has one of the strongest communities in the crypto space. Even during years of uncertainty, XRP holders stayed loyal and continued supporting Ripple. That level of patience is rare in crypto because many investors usually leave projects during difficult periods. Instead, the XRP community remained active, continued discussing developments, and kept attention on Ripple's progress. Now that positive news is slowly returning, that loyal community is becoming even louder. At the same time, there is growing speculation that major financial changes could benefit Ripple and XRP in ways many people are not fully understanding yet. Around the world, governments and financial systems are becoming more interested in blockchain technology, digital currencies, and faster payment solutions. Some investors believe Ripple's technology could eventually become part of that larger financial transformation. Even though nobody knows exactly how things will develop, the possibility alone is creating massive excitement inside the market. Another thing making headlines is the recent increase in XRP trading activity. Whenever trading volume starts rising strongly, it usually means that investor interest is returning. Many traders watch volume very closely because it often signals that momentum is building behind a cryptocurrency. XRP has recently started attracting more attention again, and this has caused many analysts to start discussing potential breakout scenarios. Technical analysts are also closely watching XRP charts right now. Some believe XRP may be forming patterns that historically appear before major price movements. Traders are discussing resistance levels, support zones, and breakout points almost every day across social media platforms. While technical analysis is never guaranteed, many investors become more confident when chart patterns and positive news begin appearing together at the same time. What is also interesting is how many people outside the XRP community are suddenly starting to pay attention again. During the peak of legal uncertainty, many traders ignored XRP completely because they believed the risks were too high. But now that Ripple continues showing strength and progress, more investors are reconsidering XRP as a serious long term opportunity. This return of outside interest could become very important if momentum continues building. The emotional side of investing is also playing a major role right now. Many XRP holders have been waiting for years to see Ripple succeed on a larger level. They watched other coins experience huge rallies while XRP remained under pressure. Because of that history, even small positive developments now create huge emotional reactions inside the community. Some investors feel that XRP may finally be preparing for the moment they believed would eventually happen all along. Still, experienced investors understand that the crypto market can remain unpredictable. Prices can rise very quickly, but they can also fall just as fast. This is why many smart XRP supporters are trying to stay focused on long term developments instead of getting too emotional over short term price movements. They believe the real value of XRP will depend on adoption, regulation, partnerships, and global usage rather than temporary hype cycles. What cannot be ignored, though, is the fact that Ripple and XRP are once again dominating conversations across the crypto world. Every new update, whale movement, partnership rumor, or legal development is creating fresh excitement. Investors are watching closely because many people believe the next chapter for XRP could look very different from the past few years. Whether this becomes the beginning of a massive breakout or simply another stage in XRP's long journey, one thing is certain right now. Ripple XRP news is becoming impossible for the crypto market to ignore. As the excitement around XRP continues growing, many investors are now asking the same important question: what could actually happen if Ripple fully breaks through all the barriers that have been slowing XRP down for years? This is where the conversation becomes even more serious because many analysts believe XRP may still be one of the biggest undervalued assets in the entire crypto market. While some people think that idea sounds too extreme, others believe the market has not yet fully understood what Ripple has been building behind the scenes. One of the biggest reasons people are becoming more bullish is because Ripple's business model is very different from many other crypto projects. A lot of cryptocurrencies depend mostly on hype, trends, or online popularity. Ripple, however, has always focused heavily on solving real financial problems. The company wants to improve international payments by making transactions faster, cheaper, and more efficient. This is a massive global market worth trillions of dollars, which is why XRP supporters believe the long term opportunity could be enormous. Many XRP holders believe that if Ripple's payment technology becomes widely adopted, the demand for XRP could increase dramatically. The reason is simple. If XRP is used as a bridge asset for moving money between countries, financial institutions may need access to XRP liquidity on a large scale. This possibility is one of the biggest reasons why many investors continue holding XRP even during difficult market conditions. They believe the future use case could eventually become much larger than most people currently imagine. Another important factor is the increasing discussion around regulation. One thing institutional investors care about more than anything is clarity. Large financial companies usually avoid uncertainty because they do not want to deal with legal risks. This is why Ripple's legal situation became such a major issue for XRP over the past few years. But now, as progress continues and the situation slowly improves, many investors believe institutional confidence could start growing again. Some analysts even believe Ripple's long legal battle may have unintentionally made the company stronger. The reason for this idea is that Ripple was forced to become more prepared, more focused, and more experienced under pressure. Instead of disappearing during difficult times, Ripple continued expanding globally and developing partnerships. This resilience has impressed many investors because it showed that the company was willing to keep building even while facing major challenges. There is also growing talk about the possibility of large financial institutions entering the crypto market more aggressively in the future. If that happens, many investors believe XRP could become one of the biggest beneficiaries because of Ripple's existing relationships in the financial sector. Some supporters even argue that Ripple has been preparing for institutional adoption for years, while the rest of the market focused mainly on retail speculation. At the same time, the crypto market itself is changing rapidly. The industry is becoming more mature, and investors are paying more attention to projects that offer real world utility instead of only hype. This shift may work in Ripple's favor because XRP has always been promoted as a utility focused digital asset. As investors become more selective, projects with practical use cases could receive stronger long term support. Another reason the XRP community is becoming extremely excited is because many people feel that XRP has unfinished business in the market. During previous bull cycles, XRP experienced strong rallies, but many supporters believe the full potential was never reached because of the legal uncertainty. Now that conditions may slowly be improving, some investors believe XRP could eventually experience a delayed breakout compared to other major cryptocurrencies. Social media discussions have become even more intense recently because some analysts are predicting very aggressive price targets for XRP. While many of these predictions are highly speculative, they continue creating excitement across the market. Videos, posts, and discussions about XRP's future are spreading rapidly every day. This growing attention itself can sometimes create momentum because new investors begin researching XRP after seeing the increasing buzz online. Whale activity is also continuing to attract attention. Large wallet transfers often create speculation because traders believe big investors may know something before the rest of the market reacts. Although whale movements do not always guarantee price increases, they still influence market psychology heavily. Whenever large XRP transactions appear online, the community immediately begins discussing possible reasons behind the activity. Another thing adding fuel to the excitement is fear of missing out. Many investors remember how quickly crypto markets can move once momentum starts building. Some people who ignored XRP for years are now starting to worry that they could miss a major move if Ripple's situation improves significantly. This fear often causes more buyers to enter the market, which can create even stronger momentum. Still, experienced investors understand the importance of staying realistic. Crypto remains highly volatile and no prediction is guaranteed. Markets can change direction very quickly depending on news, regulations, or investor sentiment. This is why many smart investors focus on risk management instead of emotional decisions. Even though the excitement around XRP is growing rapidly, successful investors know that patience and discipline are still extremely important. But despite all the uncertainty that always exists in crypto, one thing has become impossible to ignore. Ripple and XRP are once again becoming one of the biggest topics in the digital asset world. The combination of legal progress, institutional interest, growing community confidence, and increasing market attention is creating a level of excitement that many XRP holders have not felt in a very long time. Right now, the biggest reason why so many people are suddenly paying attention to XRP again is because the entire market feels like it may be standing at the edge of a major shift. Investors are watching every Ripple update closely because many believe the company could be entering one of the most important periods in its history. After years of uncertainty, pressure, and nonstop debate around XRP, the mood is changing fast, and people who once ignored Ripple are starting to look back at it very seriously. One thing that continues helping Ripple stand out is the fact that the company already has global recognition. Unlike many crypto projects that still struggle to prove their usefulness, Ripple has spent years building a name in the financial industry. This is very important because trust matters a lot when large institutions consider using blockchain technology. Financial companies usually avoid risky systems, so Ripple's ability to stay active and continue expanding despite challenges has increased confidence among many investors. There is also growing discussion around how fast the financial world is changing. Digital payments are becoming more common every year, and traditional banking systems are facing pressure to improve speed and reduce costs. Sending money internationally can still take several days in many situations, which creates frustration for businesses and customers. Ripple is always focused on solving this exact problem, and many XRP supporters believe the world may finally be moving toward the type of financial system Ripple has been preparing for all along. Another reason the XRP community feels so energized is because many investors believe the market has underestimated Ripple for years. During the legal battle and market uncertainty, a large number of people dismissed XRP completely. Some traders moved to other projects, believing Ripple's best days were already over. But now that the situation appears to be improving, many of those same investors are returning and paying attention again. This shift in market sentiment is one of the strongest signs that confidence is growing rapidly. At the same time, XRP supporters continue pointing toward Ripple's international partnerships and business expansion. Ripple has continued working in multiple countries and regions while many other crypto projects focused only on short term market hype. This long term strategy is one reason why many investors still see Ripple as one of the strongest companies in the blockchain industry. They believe Ripple has been quietly building a foundation that could become extremely valuable if global crypto adoption continues increasing. The market psychology around XRP is also becoming very powerful. In crypto, momentum and emotion often play a huge role in price movements. Once investors begin believing that a major breakout is possible, excitement can spread very quickly. This is exactly what seems to be happening right now across the XRP community. Every new update, interview, partnership rumor, or whale transaction is creating more discussion and drawing even more attention toward XRP. Another important factor is the behavior of long term holders. Many XRP investors have held through years of uncertainty without selling their positions. They continued believing in Ripple's vision even when the market sentiment became extremely negative. Now that optimism is returning, these holders feel more confident than ever about XRP's future potential. Some believe patience may finally start paying off after years of waiting. There is also increasing speculation about what could happen if Ripple receives full legal clarity and broader institutional acceptance at the same time. Some analysts believe that combination could completely change the perception of XRP inside the financial world. Instead of being viewed mainly as a controversial crypto asset, XRP could start being seen as a serious financial technology tool with real world applications. If that shift happens, many investors believe the long term growth potential could become massive. At the same time, crypto markets remain highly competitive and XRP still faces challenges ahead. Other blockchain projects are also trying to improve payment systems and financial transactions. This means Ripple must continue innovating and proving why its technology deserves adoption on a larger scale. Even though excitement is growing, experienced investors understand that success is never guaranteed in crypto. The market moves quickly, competition is strong, and investor sentiment can change overnight. Still, one thing that continues separating XRP from many projects is the strength of its community. The XRP community is one of the most active and passionate groups in crypto. Supporters constantly discuss updates, market trends, partnerships, and future possibilities across social media platforms every single day. This level of engagement helps keep XRP in the spotlight even during difficult periods. Now, that positive momentum is returning, that community energy is becoming even stronger. Many investors are also watching Bitcoin very closely because the overall crypto market often follows Bitcoin's direction. If Bitcoin continues performing strongly and the broader market enters another major bullish phase, many analysts believe XRP could benefit significantly. Historically, when crypto markets become highly bullish, large cap altcoins often experience explosive price movements. This is one reason why excitement around XRP is increasing so rapidly right now. And the next few months could become extremely important for Ripple and XRP. Investors are watching legal developments, institutional interest, market momentum, and adoption news very carefully. Some believe XRP may finally be approaching the breakout moment that supporters have talked about for years. Others remain cautious and prefer waiting for stronger confirmation before becoming fully bullish. But regardless of personal opinions, one thing is absolutely clear. Ripple XRP news is once again creating massive attention across the entire crypto world, and the market is watching very closely to see what happens next. As all this excitement continues building around Ripple and XRP, many investors are starting to believe that the next chapter for XRP could be very different from the past few years. The crypto market moves in cycles, and sometimes projects that stay quiet for a long period suddenly return to the spotlight in a massive way. Right now, many XRP supporters believe Ripple may be preparing for exactly that kind of comeback. The combination of growing confidence, stronger market attention, and improving sentiment is creating a situation that has the entire XRP community watching closely every single day. One of the biggest reasons people are becoming more optimistic is because Ripple never stopped pushing forward, even during difficult times. While many projects disappeared after facing pressure, Ripple continued expanding globally, developing partnerships, and improving its technology. This has created the image of a company that is focused on long term success rather than short term hype. Investors often respect projects that continue building quietly because those projects sometimes become the strongest survivors during difficult market conditions.